Peace and love, everybody. Salute. Hope everybody's doing well. Had an interesting perspective that I thought worthy of sharing. Coming off the back of the Tyson and Paul fight. Now, I know that we all pretty much have our own opinions, right, about the fight that took place on Friday between Tyson and Paul, right? Varying perspectives all across the board, you name it, right? To be honest, of course, I get it because I had my own concerns and my own reviews and post-fight reactions after it was all said and done, as we've discussed in my previous two commentaries, right? And it seems to me that people still, even in the aftermath, but of course leading up to that particular fight, it seemed that people far and wide were wishing on a star, right? That, the Mike Tyson of old would reappear and reemerge from the clouds and the mist, possibly just pop out of a genie bottle somewhere, resplendent and dazzling, right? With a golden crown and full of brawn and Titan strength that we've seen of him before, right? But that, of course, is not the reality, and that is not the reality that was presented to us in the ring, as expected, right? The old king is touching 60 years of life on this planet, you guys. And like any man, his battle with nature and time is not one that can be overridden, even of a man of his stature, okay? Mike's performance, real talk, wasn't bad at all for a man of his age. Notwithstanding when you consider all the things that he's been through over the past 30 or so years, right? He done been to the mountaintop and back, been jailed and back, been, allegations and back, all types of things this man done been through, drugs and back, okay? Loss and back, loss of people close to him and back. This man has been, through the mill, okay? And so considering all of that, he looked great. How many 60-year-old men can you put into the center of the ring of that stature? You know what I'm saying? So salute to him. It was what it was. It was exactly what I was expecting of a 60-year-old man. So I really wasn't expecting, the glorious crown to be, shining once again in the way that people were exaggeratingly thinking, He's been there before. He's done it before. And, it was really for show, as we know. And fans, I feel, were overzealous to expect that he would somehow, drink from the fountain of youth, reclaim all of his, 25-year-old glory once again to fight Jake Paul. Right. I wasn't expecting it. And of course, that's not what happened. Now, with that said, everyone still tuned in to salute the GOAT. Right. Everybody's still tuned in to watch Mike Tyson because he is much bigger than, what many boxers are, real talk. He's of a different cloth. So people, of course, tuned in to watch him nonetheless. And amid the various opinions about Tyson and just the event as a whole, what I found to be most interesting was the statement that I came across of Terrence Bud Crawford, right? He threw hella shade at the old king, saying, quote, "I love Mike Tyson, but they giving him too much credit. He looked like trash. To train that long and only throw 97 punches in the fight is crazy. I'm still glad he didn't get hurt out there." End quote. Okay. Now, to his credit, I think that all fight fans were relieved to see that Tyson didn't get hurt or knocked out or, damaged in some way. You guys already know what time I was on with that. I wasn't trying to see that. Okay. But what the fuck was up with him calling Mike trash? I felt like that was way too brash, way too brazen. Okay. I didn't really like that statement to call Mike trash. I didn't understand that. What did he really have to go that hard? Likewise, how many goddamn punches were you expecting to see from a senior citizen, Bud? The hell? That's the corny shit that I'm talking about. The fantasy. And he was obviously in full fantasy mode, expecting to see some high level, high aggression, high impact performance from Mike Tyson at this particular age and stage of his life, Also thinking that Mike is, just going to pop out of the genie bottle. That's that old scenario once again. He's not going to be renewed and 30 years old again just because you want to see him in that particular light. That wasn't going to happen, bruh. I just found that statement to be unnecessarily coarse and brazen. I don't think that the man deserves to be rebuked or berated, for what is natural, what is obvious, what is, inevitable. Nature and time is the real GOAT out this bitch. Okay. 1000% undefeated for countless millennia. All right. So let's not go there, King. Ease up on the shade of the GOAT. Moreover, why the hell isn't Bud calling Jake Paul trash? He couldn't do anything with a senior. He's the one that couldn't do anything with a senior. Okay? I know he's out here talking about, I didn't want to hurt him. That's cap. Okay? You're trash. Jake is trash. And so he couldn't even do anything with Tyson if he wanted to. Okay? You couldn't outclass him or nothing. No footwork. Where was Jake's footwork? You know what I mean? All he was doing was relying, as he always does, on his right hand. So get the fuck out of here. What did you do differently that we haven't seen you do, Mr. Jake Paul, with anybody else that you stepped in the ring with? Why isn't Bud calling him trash? Is he not the one that's 27 years old and sprightly and young and youth on his side? Why is he not called trash? You want to sit up here and talk about all the training supposedly that Mike Tyson was doing. Was Jake not training either? So he's the young one doing all of this training as well, but he showed no elevation in his game whatsoever for all the training that he's been done as somebody who supposedly has been taking, boxing and learning and studying boxing seriously. Where is he elevated? Where has he shown anything differently as to what he's been implementing in his, so-called training? Nothing new. But there was no mentioning of trash when it came to Jake Paul from Mr. Bud Crawford. Jake isn't the one who bled for this sport. Okay, he's not the one who gave shape and esteem and credence to this sport. He is not the one who carried the hearts of millions around the globe since he was 18 years old. So miss me with that. Jake got 4 years in the sport. Mike Tyson got 40 plus. So what are we even talking about? Put some respect on the King Tyson's name. Do I want to see Tyson touch the ring again? Hell to the no. I want him in his seat, with a warm, hot meal in front of him, freshly made by his wife, surrounded by his grandbabies, and enjoying his life and the other business ventures that he has going on. I don't want to see him touch the ring again. You know what I mean? But he entered the ring and the world showed up to support him, whether they liked the outcome or not. Everybody was really there to see Iron Mike. Okay? Have respect. And since we're on shade time from Mr. Bud Crawford, I saw that he posted earlier today on Twitter. I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but he said, quote, "I think I can do 90K at Memorial Stadium. I think I'm going to go and make history just to make some of y'all mad because y'all really be hating," end quote. That's what he wrote on Twitter today. Sir, you've reportedly never sold more than something like 100 to 150K in sales in your entire career. When do you think you're going to magically sell out 90,000 seats at a stadium? You think you Anthony Joshua or Canelo? Yeah, I'm throwing shade right at Bud Crawford because I ain't like his statement on Tyson. I rocks with the King Bud skill set. He's definitely pound for pound number one right now in the world as a fighter. There's no doubt about that. But I'm going to throw some shade right back at his ass because maybe you really need to find a genie bottle in order to make that wish of selling out a 90,000 seat stadium, to make that type of wish on. We're going to find you a genie bottle. The same one that you used for Mike Tyson, wishing that he threw more than 97 punches. We're going to find that genie bottle again for you to make the wish for the 90K sellout. And while we're finding you that genie bottle, maybe Mr. Bud Crawford should also learn a bit from the GOAT, Mike Tyson, who at 60 years old still managed to pull people across continents, all to tune in to watch a glimpse of the star power that very few people in the history of boxing have mastered. Okay? How about you watch and learn, Bud? Anyway, that's it for me. I threw all the shade I wanted to. I'm on to the next. Peace.